Martins.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last episode of this season of Grassroots Chats, episode 19. And of course, it's me, your host, MC SaabiiBoi, with my co-host, Dwayne Frank. And of course, the beautiful lads. Mike is on holiday in somewhere sunny, staycation, as they call it, South
No,
End.
no, I'm home, mate. I'm at home. Why
That's why he looks like he's in a prison cell and he got a dodgy phone to make a call.
Anyway.
Well, first of all, let's go straight into it because we all know that in South End, the service Mike might not last too long. So we need to keep him in this conversation as happy and stay as long as he can. So, people, let us begin because I'm sure some of you are itching to have this wonderful conversation. We're going to talk about success for both Manchester clubs. Let us start with the beautiful Manchester United. Mike.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mike.
Yes.
Did Manchester United and Ole Solskjaer have a good season?
No, they hadn't. Well, they had a mixed bag. They came second, Champions League, which they went in last season. So I suppose from one aspect, it's a okay season. But to go and get touched up by Villarreal, I don't know, mate. In the final, with a far superior team, I don't know. I don't know if you could call it a good season. I wouldn't call it a successful season. I'd say it was adequate because at the start of the season, you lot would have taken top four anyway, anywhere in the top four. So I suppose you've done the bare minimum. But given the journey that Ole's been on, is it good enough? That's the question, Julian. Is it good enough?
Well, staying with you on that, you say it's an okay season, but would you call it a failure? And who keeps playing the music in the background?
Told you.
Anyway, me.
Anyways, would you say it's a failure, Mike?
Yeah, because getting to the final against Villarreal, you should be beating them. Bottom line.
Well, Steve, Mike says getting to the final against Villarreal, we should be beating them. But Villarreal did actually come through some good teams, and they actually beat Arsenal in the semi-final. So you could say that they deserve to be in the final. However, was it a case of Villarreal was the better team, or Solskjaer just had like a terrible boo-boo as a manager?
Villarreal were underestimated, and people didn't give them the credit that they deserve because they done it to not just one team. It wasn't a fluke. They've done it to a couple of teams, Arsenal, Man United included. They made both teams look ineffective attacking wise, and it wasn't. It can't be luck. Can't be coincidence. Yeah, they tactically Emery got it right. He had the players to operate and implement his game plan, and it worked. Regarding if Man United had a successful season, Man United in the league benefited from the inconsistencies of other teams like Liverpool and Chelsea. That's why Man United finished second.
Yeah, but I think talking about inconsistencies, that happens every season. One team is either consistent and one team is good and one team is bad.
Yeah, but not to the level.
Season because everybody else had.
No, they benefited from it. If teams had performed to the levels, even 3/4 of the levels expected of them, I don't think Man United would have finished second. They maybe would have got top four, but I don't think they would have finished second. Yeah, but is that papering over the actual real issues that they've got? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I do think that Ole's not the one to take them.
He is, man.
To a league title.
He is.
Yeah, because I think tactically he may he needs experience around him.
Well, Dwayne, Steve talks about Ole not being the one to take Man United forward. So he played 90 minutes and there was extra time, and he actually did not make any changes till the extra time. You could actually see that the Man United players were a bit tired, and he played Drogba in the middle, letting Bruno push forward.
Drogba?
Sorry, Pogba in the middle. Good listening. And then push Bruno Fernandes forward. So do you think based on what you have seen this season. So if you go back last season, Man United got to 3 semi-finals last season. This season, they actually got to a final, and everybody expected Man United to kind of win. Man United were the favorites. But so with what Steve is saying, do you think Solskjaer is the one to take Man United forward? And do you think it was just a case that Villarreal got their tactics spot on, Dwayne?
What I would like to say to everyone, good evening, good evening, good evening. It is nice to see everyone today. I'm so glad because Man United won absolutely nothing. I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. They finished second in the table. Do you know what? Let's give Man United props, innit, for finishing second in the table. They weren't even really supposed to finish in that top four. I'll be real. But they played into Emery's hands in that Europa League final. Solskjaer, I don't know what he was doing. No changes. Like mans were gassed out there. Villarreal were gassed out there. They were happy. They're like, what's Solskjaer doing? Solskjaer should know his tactics. He should know his team and his squad by now. Came away with nothing, empty-handed. He played into Emery's hands. Thank you very much for showing us that you are not good enough. And Man United come away trophyless. Trophyless. Come on, say it with me. Trophyless.
It's difficult to say. I've never seen a man so happy in another man's downfall. This is the man.
Wait, say it again. I didn't quite catch you.
Trophyless.
Trophyless. Trophyless.
The beautiful thing about trophyless is that everybody on this call is trophyless.
Yeah, but how many teams got to a final though? How many
teams got beaten up in the semi-final?
But semi-final, you're not in the final.
Yeah,
then,
but you still go.
You can't compare final to a semi-final. Let's have it right.
I tell you the one thing that they both have. They both have the word called final. So semi-final.
You can't compare semi to a final, can you?
Anyways, moving forward, Mr. Southend. The question I need to ask is that, so apart from the fact that, so if you look at the semi-final, Arsenal were the favorites, final, Man United were the favorites. Do you think this was a chance for Emery to show people that, you know what, I think you guys have underestimated me. This is my cup. I'm a good manager. And even with the fact that Villarreal finished 7th in the league, in La Liga. So is this a case that Emery has said, look, I've conquered Europe in the sense of, I know how I have a blueprint for this Europa League Cup. And do you think that will actually put him on the map to eradicate what happened to him at Arsenal, Steve?
No.
Wow, that was
because he got there with Arsenal and he didn't win it.
But that's one club out of 3.
But it's not his cup. It's like any manager. It's
four Europa League titles.
It's like any manager. Yes, if you have the team that you want playing in the style that you want, you can most likely win a game. Yeah, and win a cup competition. But the job for Emery at a bigger club, winning leagues and stuff, restructuring the whole club, is that for him? I don't think so.
He did
not punching at the weight where we wanted him to be at Arsenal.
So wait, so you think this hasn't done anything for him because he didn't win it with Arsenal, but he won the French league with PSG, and before you say, oh, that can happen, Pochettino didn't do it, and he won 3 Europa League with Seville. He got to the final with Arsenal, and then he won against Man United with a team that nobody really expected him to win. And
but all the Seville, Paris Saint-Germain happened before he went to Arsenal. Does him winning the Europa League eradicate what happened to Arsenal? For me, no, because he was brought in to come and change the club. Yeah, address the problems that Arsenal had and take them forward again, and he didn't do that. So he's gone into Villarreal and won the Europa League. Does that eradicate what happened to Arsenal for me? No.
So it doesn't eradicate what happens at Arsenal, but does he put him back on the map as a good manager to get the big club?
To me, nothing's changed. If you had an opinion of him when he left Arsenal, your opinion should still be the same for me.
Dwayne, do you agree with that? And do you also agree with the fact that, say for example, I mean, he got to the final with Arsenal against Chelsea and he got beaten 4-0 by a better Chelsea team. But Steve is saying even him winning with Villarreal, that's arguably a weaker team than Arsenal, and he beat Arsenal to get to the final. It doesn't put him on a good map of him actually being a good world-class manager. Do you agree with that, Dwayne?
I think he's raised his stock with this win. I think there's redemption here. And the thing with Emery is, I know what you said just now about, PSG. He won it with PSG. Pochettino didn't, and what have you. But he's done bits, man. The guy's done bits. For me, Arsenal, they're a mess. For me, they're a mess. I don't know. I mean, I think I said it the other day about Hasenhüttl going in there. Someone like that. They need someone with spice going in there. Emery is arguably reserved with his management style. I thought it was a wrong fit as it was, for me personally. So I don't eradicating with Arsenal. No, of course it's not, 100%. But has he raised his stock slightly? Yeah, man, he's definitely raised his stock.
What do you think, Mike? Has his stock been raised?
Well, if you win trophies, your stock's always gonna be raised. I say I got a promotion offer in the FA Cup. So you win a trophy. What's his name? Brendan Rodgers won the FA Cup. We're talking about, is he manager this season? Winning the cup can show that he can do it consistently. But I think the thing with Arsenal was he's not a world-class manager. I think he's a good manager, and the Europa League is his level. I think that he struggled at Arsenal, A, because Arsenal are a bit of a wasteman team at the moment, but also B, he struggled to translate his philosophy to the players, because when he's watched him with Villarreal, he's talking in his native tongue. You can see how animated he is, and they've bought into it. Know he goes, and it works, but it's not going to work. It doesn't necessarily work at a bigger club. Well, definitely not at Arsenal anyway. So yeah, there'll be offers maybe at bigger clubs. I don't think he'll get the biggest clubs because he hasn't seemed to do it at a league level, PSG aside, which I know you said Pochettino didn't win it, but more often than not, you're going to win the league with PSG. So I wouldn't, be shouting the rooftops that you won it with PSG. If you won it with somebody else, different. But with PSG, I wouldn't say that he's a league manager. So if you want a guy who's going to come in and win you like a cup specialist, yeah, he's your guy. League, maybe not so much. So it depends. So then that would determine what type of team he goes to, isn't it? Really.
Steve, what do you think Solskjaer could have done better on the day?
Quit.
He could have made changes just to freshen it up. He didn't need to play the 90 minutes. Villarreal was set in, and the longer the game went on, the more comfortable they got. So he should just to throw it on, pair of fresh legs. He doesn't need to necessarily change it up and change all the tactics, but just a pair of fresh legs. Give him something different to think about.
Dwayne, what do you think about Gerard Moreno?
In what sense? Regarding what?
What do you think of him? I'm not asking if you want to go on a date with the guy. Of course, as a football player, what do you think about the guy? He's saying what?
You A-grade dickhead. See how you start. All right. So with me, in regards to Gerard Moreno, the thing is, he's been consistent with his goals. He's not an elite striker who's going to get you 20, 25 goals, but he's consistent with them late team goals, in a season, 16 onwards and what have you. Only thing is, he's 29 years of age.
Oh, he's 29.
He's 29 years of age. So would you take him on now? I don't know where he can go. Apparently there's teams sniffing around him. I've heard like people like West Ham, Newcastle, AS Roma, teams like that. So that tells you that the elite teams are not necessarily as impressed as what you'd probably think they would be. But he's a goal scorer. Good player.
Would you say, Mike, that Man United missed Harry Maguire?
No. Why? What? I don't understand that question.
So, if you look at the first goal Man United considered,
okay,
would Harry Maguire would he have held the line better? Would he have given defense better stability?
Harry Maguire's made shitloads of boo-boos. Listen, at the end of the day, you were a stronger team. You went out thinking you had a stronger team, and you played into his hands. Like Dwayne said, didn't change much. You didn't need to necessarily defend per se. I mean, a couple of misses in the game. You just needed to be able to break them down. So you're acting as if Maguire's Van Dijk. He's not.
Nobody's acting. It's a simple question.
No, why would you miss old flipping turnip head over there? In that game, you just need to score. you need to score more than them. That was it. It was not about defending, or it wasn't necessarily a tough game for you defensively. You just need to score. So unless you're talking about Maguire coming up for corners and maybe getting you a goal as Captain Marvelous, yeah, then maybe the aerial presence. But defensively, no, didn't miss him. I remember even sorry that you'd even say that. But anyway.
So what you feel insulted that I said that you?
Yeah.
Why?
Dumbass question. Dumbass question from somebody who hates Maguire.
No. First of all, I don't hate Maguire. I don't like him. There's a difference. I don't hate him. That doesn't mean I like him.
Come on, bro.
Second of all, whether I hate him, love him, whether I like him or not, blah blah blah. Obviously, all of you that like to believe in stats, he's probably one of the best defenders out there. So it's a very simple question. Would he have made the team better?
But defense wasn't your problem.
The same way you could ask, would I don't know?
Because it's your team. Just try and be impartial, yeah. Just try.
How am I being partial?
A little bit, yeah. Let's try to be professional a little bit, right?
How am I being partial? First of all, your internet is crap, and then
look at that.
Second of all, you're just talking blah 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 blah. Anyways,
if anything, his presence would have helped the team.
Thank you very much. You see,
yeah, help the team.
His presence would have helped the team. They would have had someone. They would have had someone on the pitch to direct them more.
But did they miss him? That the question was, did you miss him?
I think yes, they did miss him because they don't necessarily, not necessarily defensively, but having one of your leaders on the pitch, you'll miss him. Yeah, listen. and whereas they haven't got, whereas people like Pogba doesn't step up and take that mantle and all that kind of stuff there, Maguire will do that for all his faults, lack of pace. That he will do that.
If you're saying with a straight face that Man United needed Harry Maguire to beat Villarreal, you've been smoking crack, mate.
Yeah, but you're looking at it just purely from. Him playing on the pitch. The fact that he's on the pitch makes a difference.
They shouldn't need Harry Maguire to beat Villarreal.
But they do, more than likely.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, you need if he's a leader in the club, you need him. It's as simple as that. It's psychologically, he's one of your good players. He's one of the leaders.
And also, if correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he a winner?
Is he?
Did he win a Premier League?
Oh, is that making winner, does it?
He's won a Premier League, isn't it?
Did he? Was he the Leicester team that won the Premier League?
I'm asking.
Yeah, he was.
But it's just a case of if he's one of your leaders, he's the captain of your club and stuff. If he's on the pitch, his presence, whether you need his help. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mike,
I'm saying,
Mike, I'll ask you this question. I'll ask you one more question.
You shouldn't need him to beat Villarreal.
I'll ask you one more question, and you don't really need to answer it.
All right. Now what then? Don't ask it then.
No, you don't really need to. I mean, you can, but you don't really need to. It's semantics. Does New Stationers need Mike Wosu on Saturday?
I don't know. I know the answer to that.
Answer the question then, since you know the answer.
Yeah, no.
Answer the question.
You know the answer. Of course you do.
Why you're thinking that? Why you're thinking that? We'll go to the blue crappy side of Manchester. First of all, we sat down here the last time, and I remember Dwayne ranting and going, Chelsea's gonna lose. There's no chance. Blah 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 blah. Pep is of course Pep is the best manager.
Yeah, you see it? Now what?
Now the question is very simple. I'll start with Dwayne. What happened to Man City? What did Pep do wrong against Chelsea?
I don't think he did much wrong. In all honesty, with this game.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. They lost. That's the result. But that style has been working all season. That style won them the League Cup. That style.
Unfortunately, that style that you talk about, I think you've been watching a different game because the style that won them everything, he didn't play that style on the day. There was no Fernandinho. For some reason, he decided to.
No, he didn't want to play Fernandinho though.
And how did that work out for him?
No, he lost, didn't it? He lost.
Okay, so then how are you saying that style? If it's the style...
Wait, did you watch the game though? Did you watch the game? Because you sound like
but it's one of the for me with Man City. Okay, look, Do I think? See, the thing is, for me, the key factor in this game was Kante versus Kevin De Bruyne. Right, this was the key factor.
But it should be
Kante-
Kante versus De Bruyne.
Say again.
But it wouldn't have had to be Kevin De Bruyne versus
to
Kante.
continue
But,
on
but it was. But it was.
No, it wasn't, because Kevin De Bruyne was playing a false nine. So how is it counted?
Yeah, he was. But he was being watched by Kante. He was constantly being watched by Kante.
But he's watching him. But he's tackling him though.
First of all, the way Kante played, Kante was watching the whole of Portugal. That's first things first. He was watching the whole of Portugal and possibly even Spain.
Yeah, but Kante is outstanding, and Kante is amazing.
No, so what you're saying is that Kante reminds you of a certain new stations player who you say you don't need on Saturday. Fair enough.
I never said that. You put words in my mouth.
Okay, Steve, since Dwayne is dancing around, what did Pep do wrong, please?
He overthought it for me, and plus he played players that they're not that much of a threat in terms of people like Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling. James had Sterling in his pocket all game. He didn't even switch flanks, whereas Man City have looked much better when they've had Foden out wide, Mahrez on the flanks, a striker to occupy Chelsea's back line. That's what bothered Chelsea when they played Leicester. Yeah, the fact that they had strikers trying to run in behind, losing the focal point in the middle. No Rodri, no Fernandinho caused the problem. So to me, I don't know if the past results of Chelsea beating them got in his head and he felt that he had to really do something completely different. But to me, there's a couple of players that started that shouldn't have started.
But they've been playing this false nine for a while, though, man.
Yeah, no, it's not about the false nine. It's the players in the false nine. Because Bernardo Silva, he's always going to check. He's not like Mahrez. And Mahrez is the one that's been making a difference for them. On the other side, Foden's been making more of a difference towards the end of the season. Well, from the turn of the year, more than Sterling has. Sterling hasn't been playing, and when he has played, he hasn't been as effective as say Foden. So to change all of that around for the Champions League final, when you've got them players are fit. You can use Foden on the left. You can use Mahrez on the right. You can have a DM. You can play Jesus up front and let De Bruyne be more free. It would have caused more of a problem for Kante if De Bruyne could roam the way he normally roams. Playing the false nine doesn't hurt Chelsea because they're prepared to sit. No striker. They're having a field day.
So the way Chelsea have always played against City, even when City play like. So if you remember when City went to Stamford Bridge beginning of the season and they won 3-0, I think. Yeah, and the way they played that day was just out of this world. However, they even then they still had the baseline of having Fernandinho in the middle to control that middle. Now, one of the problems that he had is, Sterling has not had a bad season, but it was obvious that for some reason James was just enjoying himself with the guy. Couldn't get past the guy. Bernardo Silva had not been playing constantly. You could see that he was struggling in the game. And then Chelsea were prepared to use Timo Werner to just stretch the line, push it forward, let him take it there. And Havertz had a wonderful game. Everything was touching, was just going really well. But that's the thing I don't understand. So you have all these other managers that make these changes when it comes to the final because they get excited. But this is Pep, that everybody is, the best manager in the world. The best, he's amazing. He's about to give them their first Champions League trophy, European trophy. It's simple. Pep showed us he was human, and then the
emotion got to him.
The occasion got to him. It was the first time. It's not the first time he's been in the Champions League final, but being with Man City and all that story. But then, if you're looking at bits of the game, Mike, De Bruyne didn't particularly have a wonderful game, regardless of where he would have played. He wasn't particularly influencing the game. Was he? Like he normally would?
Well, he never got a chance to finish it because he broke his face in it. So he could have gone into the game, but he got his face broken. So
no, but you talk about that tackle, but that's a normal body check. I don't think Rudiger went out there to go and break his eye socket. And what you think Rudiger is Canelo?
No, but it's naughty. It's naughty because he properly checked into his face.
No, he wasn't planning to check in his face though.
Well, that's what he did. So I don't know. SaabiiBoi.
So
It reminded me of De Jong in the World Cup final, was it, or Euros?
Nah, come on.
He gets on a flying kick. Man
That
even say
is-
sorry
that
to
is-
the geezer. Busted his face. Man even say sorry. He just walked off.
that is nowhere near that situation at all.
Well, that's how I'm sure. If you ask De Bruyne, he won't feel that way. But anyway, man's at the Euros now as well. SaabiiBoi.
He should be out of the Euros.
Yeah, he will be.
There's no way he's going to make the Euros. If he does, then that operation must be wonderful. So I think it's orbital, eye socket, all good. However, one player that to me, everybody has been, oh, he's Frank Lampard's boy. But Mason Mount, man. Mason Mount. That guy played. I mean, even if all he did was that one pass, he had a wonderful final. What do you think about Mason Mount now, Dwayne?
I said it before, Mason Mount is a serious guy. You know, I've been on the Mason Mount wagon. He's a good player. I don't think he's a squad player. I think he walks into quite a few of the Premier League top tier teams.
For example,
I don't understand this talk about how he's just a bit part fringe player, man.
Nobody said that, but obviously this guy's got hard on for him, so he wants him to get the same accolades as Foden and stuff like that. But I mean, he's a quality player. I think we've all agreed that. We know what this question is about. To be honest.
Who has a hard on for him?
You.
Oh, I have a hard on for Mason Mount.
Oh, I know you just spell it out, but I was trying to keep it in the download. But yeah, you do.
Are you sure? What are you snuffing in that south end? Yeah, you. Are you sure you're fine? The man is. Let's be on the real. Let's be serious. Mason Mount, Foden, Saka, Grealish. I'm calling the young players 25 and below. Every other player has been given some wonderful props. It's so wonderful. It's so this. It's so wonderful. I get that, but you need to, let's call it what it is. Maybe you're looking at some individual kind of talent and all that. Mason Mount is there.
No, but who's saying he's not? That's what I'm saying. You got hard for him, but who's saying he's not?
A lot of people do. A lot of people, even professional pundits.
Who here now said he's not? Maybe Dwayne. I think maybe.
So you just asked me a question and answered it at the same time. I'm confused.
No, but who? Okay, who? Who here?
Said Dwayne, and you're saying who here?
Yeah, who here then? I don't remember.
Oh, so is Dwayne not here?
What I said he's not on point.
Hold on. I said at the beginning that Mason Mount got a chance because he was under Frank Lampard. Yeah. If he was playing under other managers, I don't think he would have got the chance that he got at the time. But has he taken the opportunity and grabbed it and run with it? Yes, he has. And he's just getting better and better. And his confidence is oozing through his game.
Yeah. Well, but I think we all agree how we got there.
No, we did not all agree. That's why I brought up the game, Crafty.
All right. So shoot your load then, and let's move on to another question then.
Should I shoot it on your face?
Green to that so comfortably. I'm so concerned.
Lordy.
Last episode.
We shall move forward. So now, is it fair to say that we can, when we talk about defensive midfield, we can actually stop talking about Makelele and we can just give it all to Kante right now, Dwayne?
Wait, hold on. I'll jump in there.
Okay.
They asked Makelele this, right? And Makelele says they should call it the Kante position. Okay. That was his response. That's it.
I wanted to start with Dwayne because Dwayne plays defensive midfield, so he loves that kind of grind. So what do you think about Kante? If you could pick Makelele or Kante, who would you pick?
In their peak, yeah?
Yeah, I mean Kante is on a constant peak. He's like peak milk. There's no going down, man. He's on a constant peak. Who will you pick?
Wow. It's a pause as well. Boy.
Do you know what? I actually don't think. No, I'll go Makelele. The reason why I would go with Makelele over Kante is because Makelele, I think he was far more exposed than Kante has been in his career. That's my personal opinion. When Real Madrid had McManaman, Figo, everyone bursting forward, Guti, everyone bursting forward. It was all out attack. It was literally just him in the middle. Whilst with Kante, he's had like a Kovacic there or someone of those lines. So if we're talking about that specific peak moment where they're completely exposed and what they still had to do, I'm going with Makelele. So I feel like Kante has had a bit more help than what Makelele did.
So who helped him at Leicester? I can't recall that team off the top of my head, but
Danny Drinkwater.
Drinkwater.
Exactly.
Drinkwater protected him, but isn't he the guy
Oh, you can laugh about it. But they have that defensive mindset.
Yeah.
So you can laugh about it at the end of the day. But if I'm talking about with Real Madrid, there was no one. Not like now where they've got like the Casemiros and people like that.
So now my question is, I like how you said with Real Madrid and you stuck to that.
I'm being specific.
Yeah, no problem. Can I ask the question? Relax. How many teams outplayed or had the ball more than that Real Madrid team that Makelele had to actually hold the defense line on his own?
None.
What do you mean? How many teams?
How many teams outplayed that Real Madrid team that you're talking about?
Maybe one, probably Barca.
And
that's about probably one.
Because what Dwayne's point is that I mean he has a point, but I don't agree with it because he's saying Kante has a bit more help and maybe the way Chelsea plays a bit more compact, the other people in the middle. I get that, but in terms of the energy, first of all, where one of the reasons I disagree is that apart from the fact that Kante is defensive, the way he takes that ball forward after he wins it, takes it, helps the forward, supplies, runs back, and he's still back in that position. Makelele didn't even. Makelele was scared of the middle line.
But I wasn't talking about Makelele moving forward.
I know that. I'm talking about the contribution that he does defensively and attacking.
So if you're talking about defensively and attacking, of course, Kante wins hands down. No, if we're talking about just defensively.
No. But the question was, who would you pick? Nobody asked you for all these caveats. And you pick Makelele. That's it. You can't start saying, "Well, I want to pick Kante." If you
no. I never said I want to pick Kante.
For me, I'll pick Kante. Much more energy, covers much more of the pitch.
Exactly.
Does it back and forth.
And the guy you're picking is telling you, "Don't worry about me."
Yeah.
Call it the Kante position.
I don't care.
And as you said, Julian. As you said, Julian, Kante, when he picks up the ball and he drives forward and stuff like that, whereas Makelele will be like, he'll win it and give it.
Makelele will win it and give it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Kante, mate, the guy just makes a huge impact to any team that he plays in. It's mad. It's mad.
It's funny how, who was the manager that tried to play him?
Saki, not Saki. What's his name? Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, what was Sarri even thinking about at that point?
Doesn't make sense.
The same thing that Emery was thinking about when he tried to play Torreira further forward.
Yeah.
Would we say, in terms of Pep Guardiola as a manager, is there something missing for him to actually be one of the greatest? I mean, he is one of the greatest at the moment, but the fact that he didn't win this Champions League with Man City, would you say there's something missing from his Arsenal?
He overthinks it. And he also, I think he lacked respect for Chelsea in a way that he thought, these man are not going to trouble me. They're just going to defend. They're going to park the bus. So I'm going to put everybody on and confuse them with some sort of trickery. But it backfired and he lost.
Considering that he lost twice to Chelsea this season, why would he have underestimated them at any point?
I think that's what actually got in his head. The fact that he lost twice to them, he felt he had to come up with something different.
If he
didn't come up with something different, it's going to be the same result. So he had to do something drastically different. That's
exactly what I think. I think he was going for a shock factor with the different players that he brought into the game.
Oh wait,
that's exactly what I thought he was trying to do.
Wait, can I ask a question? Yeah, you know that Chelsea are going to play compact, tight, half press a little bit, then just hit you on the break. That's how they played the last couple of times. You couldn't break them down. You're then going to leave yourself exposed to that counter by having no DM. Because whether so you're saying that he's not disrespecting Chelsea's ability, but he's not even putting anything a safeguard in there to protect himself. Yeah, and eventually, how did they lose? By that one through ball with no DM, defenses all over the place. Bam, they got okay.
Yeah, but that goal that they conceded was down to a couple of mistakes. Yeah,
Right.
it's not to say Chelsea were cutting through them like butter,
No.
going through the middle all the time. Yeah,
Still,
and that's where the DM would have been. If they were doing that time after time after time, then yeah, there's an argument for the DM.
No, but at the start, at the start of the game, you felt like they couldn't hurt you. That's why there's no DM. And then you play.
No, because he to me he wanted to go. He felt he could go more attacking, but because of what he got caught up on was the results of the past 2 games against Chelsea, and he forgot about what happened, what they were done to Chelsea up until Aguero missed that penalty.
Could it be? 1 second. Could it be? So I understand what Mike is saying, but I want to give. I don't think Pep will have that. I don't think he will be that, pompous to believe that, these guys can't hurt us, especially after losing.
No way.
Could it be, Mike, that he saw it as a case of every time I've played these guys, we win possession, we hold the ball more. So if we take out that defensive line or play a bit higher and then have it knocked about with the forward. So you had Foden on the pitch, you had Sterling on the pitch, you had Mahrez on the pitch, you had De Bruyne on the pitch, you had Bernardo Silva on the pitch. And if you notice during the game, it was pretty much non-stop. Go forward, go back, go forward. So could it be that he just felt we're going to win possession anyways? So if we try to attack these guys and score more goals, it will actually make sense.
With a false 9.
Yep. Because that's how they beat them in Stamford Bridge. Obviously, there was a defensive midfielder, but it was pretty similar with the first 9 in the first leg of Stamford Bridge.
So how many shots on the target do they have with this fully attacking team?
Yeah, but we're not talking about
we're
not talking about what happened. We're talking about what he was thinking before. That's what we're talking about.
I don't think you can say that you're attacking a team if you don't play a striker. For me, because
I think personally the way that he's set up,
you when you have DM or no DM, you have to play a striker. If you're gonna go for it, then you have to play a striker. You can't say you're going for it and then play a false 9.
Yeah, but we have seen them go for it. We have seen them go for it without a striker, though. You cannot. I've seen them go for it and score.
Yeah, but you're saying you didn't play DM because they want to go all out attack and they're gonna go for it. That's not that for me. That's not all out attack. I've seen Liverpool play a 4-2-4. That's all out attack. But playing no DM and a false 9. I don't personally.
You have seen Liverpool play a 4-2-4 and they still didn't play a striker.
So who are the 2 guys up top then?
Are you calling Salah and Mane a striker?
Well, it's forwards. They're in striker position, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but then they played Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Sterling, Foden. I didn't know all attackers.
Okay, but nobody in the middle.
I think they wanted to kill them in the first 15-20 minutes. He went out there and he wanted to make a statement. And he said, "Right, guys, go win me the game in the first 15-20 minutes."
And
it didn't work. It didn't work.
I don't even think he done that. I just think that I think a key battle that was won was the one run by James over Sterling, because Sterling could not get in behind him. Yeah, and he recovered really well. So if you've got no false 9 and you're not getting in behind them on the flanks, then it's going to be a struggle. Yeah.
So when did he change it then?
Say again.
So okay,
he changed it after 70 minutes. Was it 70 minutes or 65 minutes when he brought on Jesus?
Yeah.
When he brought on Jesus and he changed
that was forced. Yeah. So it was interesting. It'd be interesting to see whether he would have changed that.
No, I think he was bringing. I think he was bringing on Jesus anyway.
Yeah, but was he bringing him on for someone like Bernardo Silva?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Personally, I would have played, but Bernardo or we all said it already. Bernardo or Sterling to begin with, to be honest. But anyway, it's all hindsight now, isn't it?
My last 2 questions are this. Number 1, Chelsea will need to buy another striker. Do you think they'll give Timo Werner another chance next season?
I think they will buy another striker and keep Timo Werner because they've got that money.
So they might be able to keep Timo Werner, and people have said, okay, maybe he's not a top striker, play him behind the striker. But it'll be difficult to do that with the form of Havertz. What do you think, Dwayne?
I said before, Kai Havertz is a very, very good number 9. I would like to see Kai Havertz play number 9 next season. I think he'd bang in goals, and I think he'd create some assists as well. I like him. I said before, from day one, my personal favorite position for him is number 9. Play him there. That's what I think they need to do.
But that's a striker, right? That's up top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's a cam, though, isn't he? By trade.
They've played him up top recently for the past couple of games. I mean, his best form so far has been up top for Chelsea. So,
but his actual position, when he came as a attacking midfielder, right?
Yeah, that's his actual position.
I think it depends on the teams he's playing. I think if you put him up top against a team like Burnley, then he may struggle. But
yeah, but then the next question is: this is one in terms of maybe part of the point that Mike was making. Should Pep have started, since he was going for an attack, should he have started Aguero?
Who are you asking?
Dwayne? Let's start with Dwayne.
I think he was I said he wasn't going to start Aguero. I didn't see that happening whatsoever. I don't think I never thought he liked Aguero. I always thought Gabriel Jesus was his boy. So for me, it was no surprise he didn't start him. Should he have started Gabriel Jesus? Yeah.
Should he have started Aguero?
No.
Steve?
he should have started Aguero. He's experienced. This is fun. It's his song game. Aguero would occupy the Chelsea back line in a way that none of his other players can do. And you need to do that with Chelsea. Because to me, don't play Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's on the right-hand side. That's where Mara should be. Yeah, Aguero on the pitch, and he gives you that breathing space. He gives De Bruyne that breathing space in the middle of the pitch. The Chelsea line with no Aguero, they can just squeeze up into the middle, make Kante's job a lot easier to pick up anything that's in front of him. So to me, he should have definitely started with Aguero.
Surely though, Steve, if Jesus has been there for however long he's been there for, surely he's seen how Aguero does it so he can do a similar job.
But he hasn't done it up till now. Aguero has been their number one striker until he just walked out of the building. Jesus has been there for a couple of years. He's had his opportunities when Aguero has not been in the side. Yeah, they're different type of strikers, and Aguero uses the experience very well. There's some games he will drop deep, pick up the ball and stuff like that, and he knows the games to occupy the defenders and stay up top, allow the team to breathe and stuff. But Jesus sometimes drops deep and he's not needed.
Well, so roll on Harry Kane next season, isn't it?
What?
Mike, what do you think? Do you think you should have started Aguero?
Yeah, it was written in the stars. It's perfect. All he had to do really was play striker. To be honest, play more or less the same game. DM no DM, okay, you can debate, but you needed a striker up there, and the best striker you've got is Aguero. Final game, it's perfect, and it's fairy tale.
And sorry to cut you, Mike. And Aguero played well against them when they played the other day, and he missed that penalty when he done his funny penalty. So
but just to throw this in there as well, though, don't forget Kevin De Bruyne played at false nine against Real Madrid, and it worked well as well. So it's not like he couldn't play.
Chelsea, but Real Madrid don't play like Chelsea at all, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's all good. It happened. It happened. There was no success for the Manchester clubs.
Year of the underdog. Year of the underdog this year.
Big year of the underdog. So now, Euro 2020 happening in 2021. Now, there was a big commotion about the Spanish team not picking Sergio Ramos and pretty much not picking any player from the Real Madrid team. So there are 3 Barcelona players in there: Jordi Alba, Pedri, and Sergio Busquets. So what I want to understand is that based on the season Real Madrid have had and Ramos with injury and off and on, if 3 of you are the managers, I'll start with Mike. If you're manager, would you pick Ramos even for to raise morale or anything? Would you pick him based on the season he has had?
No.
And you wouldn't pick him, and you wouldn't pick Piqué as well.
Not about PK. That's debatable, but I wouldn't pick Ramos.
Why wouldn't you pick Ramos?
Because of prick. I hate him personally as a player. Facts. I would never play my team. I even hate using him on FIFA. I sell him. Gets my nerves. All jokes aside.
That's deep. That's deep.
I hate the guy, man. He's a cheap little prick, and he loses his head a lot. But he's not been on form. But why? It's not about name. It's about winning the tournament, isn't it? So,
Yeah, but would you win the tournament with Sergio Busquets though?
well, maybe not. But who has he dropped out? Who has he dropped out? You think should be in for Sergio Busquets?
Well, I don't know. But
Well, you've asked the question.
what I'm trying to, so one of the statements that was made was, so personally, I wouldn't pick Ramos this season, and that's simply because he was inconsistent in terms of. But then the same way Southgate is picking Jordan Henderson, that hasn't actually had a wonderful season, because these certain players bring certain things to the team other than just being on the pitch and playing. I mean, Steve, would you pick Sergio Ramos?
So I wouldn't pick him on this occasion just because of injury, because he's only just come back. I think he made their last game or something like that, and he didn't even finish the game or something like that, if I remember rightly.
He came back he was there for the second leg against Chelsea, and then he played all their games at the end of the season.
But his fitness is still a question, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but then he's just back from injury, and then he could still possibly play.
True. So to me, Ramos or Piqué has to go.
And both of them are not going.
You have to have one of them because they're experienced. They've been there. They've won it. They can pull you through. You know what I mean? Defensively. So to me, one of them has to go. And this is a surprise that he's not taking any of them.
What do you think, Dwayne?
Yeah, I'm very surprised that at least one of them's not gone. They're serial winners, man. They've won everything. Both of them have won everything there is to win. World Club Championship, European World Cup winners. I'm very surprised that at least one of them hasn't gone. It comes back to what we were talking about, the whole Harry Maguire. You know, did they miss him in the Europa League final? You know, someone like Ramos, even an 80% Ramos out there, the aura, the vocals. For me, one of them has to go, man. One of them has to be.
Wait. Do you reckon it's anything to do with the European Super League team?
No, but if it was, then they won't pick any Barcelona.
They wouldn't pick any Barcelona players as well, yeah. Because they're both, neither one of them are backing down on it.
Yeah, the three Juve, Barca, and Real Madrid still haven't pulled up.
Yeah, I don't understand it. At least one of them, in my personal opinion, should be in the squad. At least.
Who replaced them, by the way?
So the Spanish team is as follows. So
Hold on. Don't tell me Laporte is there.
Yes, so they were waiting for they were waiting for
clearance.
Laporte. He has been cleared. So it is, you have Unai Simón for Atletico Bilbao, David De Gea and Robert Sanchez. You have Pau Torres, Eric Garcia, Laporte, Diego Llorente, Jordi Alba, Luis Gaya, Azpilicueta, Marcos Llorente.
This annoys me even more.
And then midfielders, you have Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo, Thiago, Pedri, Koke, Fabian Ruiz. And for the forwards, you have Gerard Moreno, Ferran Torres, Adam Traore, Morata, Dani Olmo, Mikel, Pablo Sarabia.
Don't tell me Eric Garcia and Laporte have had better seasons than Ramos and Piqué.
Laporte, yes.
But
definitely had a better season than Ramos.
And also they're fit.
Eric. I don't understand.
Luis Enrique, let's believe he knows what he's doing. If not, well, it's all good. I mean, if Ramos and Piqué won't be a big miss, then we'll see. Somebody else has to step up to the plate and see if they can allow them over the line. As you say, those guys have won everything, so maybe it's a chance of giving somebody else.
Maybe looking to the future, because this will be their last World Cup, right? Surely.
Euros, you mean?
Euros,
right? You'll be the last Euros, won't it?
It should have been the last Euros. I'm moving to England. Southgate picked 33 players, and one of the reasons he did was that the Chelsea-Man City game hadn't happened. Injuries could come. There was, there were 7 extra players. But let's be real. I'm sure he knows it's 26. He knows it's 26. So
because James, after that performance, after the performance of certain people, he might change his mind.
I do believe James was going to be on that 26 regardless. Which other right back was he going to play?
What about Sterling?
Sterling is going to be on that plane. Make no mistake.
But the thing is, what I don't get is why Why couldn't he just pick the 26 and then if man get injured, you swap them out, innit?
Thank you very much. I mean, just
Logic.
allow people go for their holiday.
Yeah.
What are you picking players for
There was no need. Yeah, I 100% agree.
First of all, in the 26, there's no Madison in the 26.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like that word.
Explain that to me. How Madison? However, so this is my belief. So I believe ever since Southgate just doesn't like Madison. Ever since Madison pulled a sickie and he was found in the casino. That's my belief because
I don't blame him though.
Sorry?
I don't blame him though, really.
Grealish obviously should be on the plane, no doubt. But he hasn't played the last how many games? And he has come back now, he's fit. I mean, his stats are still wonderful. You want Grealish on the plane. But then, so now the 7 players, they're training with England for what? For those extra 7. What are they training for? What is the point exactly?
Part of the experience.
Experience?
I don't know.
It's your mate, isn't it, Gareth?
Well, I would have dropped Man tonight if man called Siki. You know, if you got a player who.
No. Let me put this well. Let me not say. So this is what happened. The man gets to the England camp, doesn't feel good. He couldn't play. They assessed him. They said, okay, fine. If you're not good, go home. He goes home, chills at home, nothing to do, goes to the casino, and they see it's not like he's there partying and shouting, "I'm party hard." He's just sitting there and playing with chips and making bets. A quiet night, nothing. He's not drinking or anything, just chilling. All of a sudden, that guy hasn't made the team since then.
Might be coincidence. Might not.
I don't get it. I don't get why Madison's not involved.
For me personally, I always thought the position that was up for grabs was between him and James Ward-Prowse. And James Ward-Prowse, it's hard to drop him right now.
Is Ward-Prowse in the
England squad?
Is Ward-Prowse in the 33?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So for me, it was between them two. You take one or the other. Right now, I think I'm taking Ward-Prowse too.
One or the other. So if you lose Ward-Prowse, who does his job?
First of all, Ward-Prowse is not even going to start. Let's seriously, is he going to start? So I understand that you say you take Ward-Prowse over Madison. That's fine. But it's not like Ward-Prowse is going to start. And what's wrong with taking both?
Well, who do you think is going to be there free? Because I personally don't think it's going to be as clear cut as people were saying.
What, 3 in the middle or 3 up top?
3 in the middle. 3 in the middle. Because for me, I'm still. What's the situation with Calvin Phillips? Right? Is he now a shoo-in with what's going on?
Move to the middle, Steve. You're blacked out. Well, I don't know. It depends. So Southgate plays what? 4-3-3 normally.
Yeah.
He just seems a bit light in the middle, in midfield.
Ward-Prowse, man, he likes him.
Well, you never know. Well, which brings us to our last topic of the evening. The Premier League is going to welcome Norwich, Watford, and Brentford. Yes.
Frank is coming.
Brentford beating Swansea to get here. They've had a wonderful season. Norwich was blowing away teams, and we shall welcome Troy Deeney back to where he belongs. Simple question. Out of these 3, who's staying up? Mike?
I'd like to say, so what's weird is, well, Watford's my actual team, second team, should I say, proper from when I was a kid, but I hate Troy Deeney, so it's kind of hard. So, I want Watford to stay up. If Troy Deeney gets transferred, he doesn't, then they got to go. Also, I would like to see Brentford stay up because I want to see what this geezer Ivan Toney's got. He's been doing bits. I want to see what he can do in the Prem. So I would say Brentford and Watford. Obviously, they're southern teams and Norwich is not, but that's not the reason.
Dwayne?
If Norwich keep their players, I think they've got the best chance of staying up. The only issue is they've already come out and they've said certain mans they will listen for offers for. The Buendias, the Cantwells, and so on and so forth. So for me, they've got to keep their players. They've also said that they're looking at the blueprint that Burnley have done as well, and they don't want to be spending masses this season. For me, they've got the best chance. Ivan Toney, I wanted Toney last season, but we got Watkins, so calm, whatever in it. I think Toney will probably get 7 goals this season. If he gets 7, that's a success. Watford, I think they're going straight back down. But yeah, Norwich, I think personally has the best chance, but they've got to keep their players. Max Aarons as well, innit? They've got a few players, man.
Yeah.
I think Norwich will stay up. The fact that they've been there, it's the same set that experienced. Well, the majority of them are the same set that experienced it when they went down. So
They need a striker though.
I think they'll do it. Who, Norwich?
100% need a striker.
Why you don't think Pookie can hold the line?
Nope.
Didn't he do all right last time he was here?
Yep, he scored 10 Premier League goals.
Yeah.
Scored 10 Premier League goals and then he faded. Proper skin fade.
I think Norwich will be all right. Brentford, I think it'd be a step too far for them, so I'll be expecting it. I would expect them to go back down. Watford, yeah, probably go straight back down as well.
Well, it's all good. We shall see. Let's see if Norwich can withstand the big boys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful season so far. We will be around during the Euros to talk about certain situations as it happens. But for now, this will be the last time you see this handsome Mike, handsome Steve, and a road crash Dwayne. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful season. We shall be back soon. Don't miss us too much. Well, for now, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Steve, Mike, and Dwayne P. Frank. It's been nice. We'll be back soon.